Welcome, Angry Faithful, to the Friday What the Hell episode where we talk what interesting hangs happened in the news. We're going to say that from now on because some of the stuff we don't do political stuff. Most of it is political, but a good portion of it is just stuff that we found interesting in the news. Now, this week was State of the Union. And anything else that happened interesting during that speech? I think I might have something here that ended up interesting.
Face the wrath of my bunghole! Are you threatening me? You do not want to face the wrath of my bunghole! Are you threatening me? You do not want to.
So yeah, during Trump's long
I am the great Cornholio. I want TP for my bunghole.
during the speech, they panned over when they were talking about Somalia, and she was crying. And eventually her and someone else left. Dang it, I gotta
wait.
I gotta
Were you just talking about her?
Yeah, she left, and also
Hey. Oops, hold on.
Who ransacked Minnesota, the Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. The Somali
that was funny as hell. That was good. That was really good. What was really they found a lot of stuff. How much she stole? She stole $1 million for her brother's wedding to go to it. Her brother's been dead. So yeah,
Her ex-husband's been dead?
Yeah, her ex-husband's been dead.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that recent?
I don't know. Hold on, let me see here.
Are you sure? I really hadn't heard that. He's probably killed by an illegal.
No, I don't think it's actually true. It's saying that her father died, but it doesn't say anything about her brother. So I think that whole thing was actually fake.
Yeah, that's kind of a new one. You want to go to one of the key moments of the speech? I have two key moments.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill.
They're about 2.5 minutes each.
2021 Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to 21 Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say,
Yes, thanks.
what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy. Amazing. 7. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Now, keep that up for a second.
Okay.
You see this lady right here?
Yeah.
You go, why is there someone actually standing up in the Democrat side? I don't have her unfortunately I don't have her name up right now. She's a kind of perky pudgy little Congress lady from Florida. She's a conservative, and she kind of rebels and sets over on the Democrat side to stand up. She's a conservative. She's a Republican.
Oh,
Congress lady.
okay. I got you. Well, Thomas Massey was sitting on the Democrat side too. So
Was he?
yeah,
Well, that makes sense. At least that makes sense. He's probably doing it because he fits in better.
what he just don't wants like the debt to go down.
He hates Trump. Period.
He-
There's no. And I'll tell you what. I really, really want to make that a ringtone. These people are crazy. I want that to be a ringtone. And then anyone I know who's kind of liberal leaning, I want to sign it as a ringtone.
you can do that easily.
I know. I just came up with it earlier today. I was like, yeah. Some people might not like it if they heard that it was assigned to them.
Dude, there's people that are that on my phone are signed to the Imperial Death March. So
My stepson is the good, the bad, and the ugly.
that's not bad.
Any auto shop that calls is Knight Rider.
Well, that's interesting.
And then any doctor that calls, the MASH theme song comes on. Yeah, the words to the MASH theme song. We can't really say the words or the title of it, but yeah, okay. It's recognizable, but if someone goes, yeah, that's appropriate, you're like, yeah, no. You know what the song is.
Hold on.
Do you know what the MASH song is?
I'll look it up. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Play it with the words. That is that is the name of the song that is the MASH theme song. You didn't know that?
Really? That is
Twisted?
that is I'll put it in chat. Yeah, I just now seen the private chat. I'll put it in now. I can't even put it. Yeah, really. Yeah, everybody look it up because that is the craziest name for a song.
Can you put it in the you can put it in the chat.
I'm not gonna put it in the chat. It's that bad. Other people can put it in the chat.
I mean, is that chat that's not chat that people. Well, I guess it is coming up on YouTube, then, isn't it?
Yeah. So put
Yeah.
in the chat what the name of that song is because
The
that
YouTube censor deities would not like the actual name of the song that's used for the
it has
theme.
lyrics. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find it
You can't
with
say
the
the
full lyrics as the intro is playing. You can find a video of that.
Oh my Atlanta. My oh,
Are you looking it up?
this is a whole new warpness. I'm going to
Too bad we can't play it, but
I know you can't play it because it's
can't even type the name.
yeah, you can't even type in the lyrics. Oh, my Wi-Fi is off. I'll do that later. But yeah, that is weird. That is so weird. Oh my wow.
Let's go to the next the next oh, I've got a quick comparison after one other best of moment.
Every legislature to join with my administration in reaffirming
Oh,
a
hold
fundamental.
on.
Tonight, I'm inviting every legislature to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
The really best part of this is his expressions.
I mean, the expression I got from the thumbnail is hilarious. Go ahead and fast forward that until you actually talk.
Oh, it's almost there.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal.
Yeah, there was one moment that I know that they stood up, and it was when he talked about insider trading and getting rid of insider. And Bill O'Reilly said they made a major mistake. He said the people who were running the cameras should have immediately had a camera on Pelosi.
Yeah, she was,
'Cause
and she was smirking.
Well,
Because
they didn't have the camera on her at the moment that he said he was saying, you know, stand up if you support, you know, reining in insider trading.
Well, that's
And and he said the people actually set up. Where's Pelosi? Did she stand up?
well, That was ABC.
The feed?
Yeah, that feed that you keep on showing, that's ABC. The White House, on the other hand, was totally different.
Oh, no. Well, okay, that was, but no, the feed, the main feed, whoever does the cameras.
Yeah.
I was watching on Fox, and it's a pool. I think it's a pool camera, and they put their name on it.
No, it's not a full pool camera because
Fox didn't show it, and
Oh.
O'Reilly said no one showed Pelosi at the moment he said that, and he said that was
well-
all of the camera people. He said that was a disgrace.
but if you actually watch the White House feed instead of like ABC, Fox News, and everything, the White House feed had like notes that they put up each and every time.
But it didn't have the actual video showing her.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said it didn't have should have been a camera swing over to her immediately when he said that.
Oh yeah,
She
absolutely.
should have been on camera. He said it was a disservice to
That
all
was
the
the
camera
whole-
people.
That was the whole reasoning for that. And now, mind you, depending on who you listen to, if you listen to a lot of left-leaning stuff and you watch right-wing stuff, left-leaning stuff, they were like, oh, it was a disgrace, you shouldn't be listening to this, all he's doing is panning to the crowd. Right was, oh, he set traps, and see how he set the traps, and they're blah blah blah. He did the speech. There's a couple of stuff that you can consider they were traps. Them standing up and everything was a trap, and he got videos so he could get a lot of people. What's the term when you want to get rid of a politician? Bill, you're the political advisor. You should know this.
Oh my gosh, there's a
Starts
lot
with
of
a P, Bill.
P.
Yes. Gosh, Bill.
Not sure what you got. P. You mean impeach?
No. Now I can't even. All it is voted out. I know there's a term because Elon Musk said it a lot.
Well, while you think about that, let me pull up a comparison. You seen the comparison?
Not right now. No.
Oh,
The American government. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Hey, Bill. Bill.
That's old Demis, not now Demis. Okay. New Demis just lets them over the border and create havoc. Also, it's primary. They're gonna try to primary a lot of the seats in the that Democrats hold, which a lot of the people that are talking right now that are middle voters, they're actually talking that they might vote for the Democrats because of that speech. But that's also speech from people that pretty much tried to get the left-wing agenda. By the way, I hate to tell you, those people are getting paid. It's both right and left. They get paid like $7,000 every time they do that a month. So we don't get paid, so we'll give our opinion no matter what. It could be right, it could be wrong. They get paid, yeah. 5,000 to 7,000, both for Democrat and Republican. Doesn't matter which one. That's why I rather just do this and just at times, if a Dem's being an idiot, hey, if the Dem's actually working with the American people, like I hate to say this, but John Fetterman's a decent guy.
And I hope he's not. And I think he's going to unfortunately be gone soon.
What? No. Lurch?
They're going to primary him right out.
I hope not.
Because he's sane.
Yeah, he even had a heart attack. And the weird thing about him is, one, he's sane. And two, the only bad thing is the whole time that he was on Joe Rogan, he had to have a MacBook up so he could read all the stuff that Joe was asking him, so he could actually have join in the conversation because his memory is really gone. His short-term memory doing that, but he's man. I would vote for him if we're voting for a senator. But what else you got, Bill?
Well, I was looking for it. It'd take a second to find it.
Okay.
You know, I don't remember how to pronounce exactly his name. McNaughton, the one who does political pictures, sketches, prints.
Okay.
On the moment where he did the ashamed and Trump had the kind of smile look. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Well, he did a sketch that he'll probably be selling of that just smug little turn and smile. It's really awesome. He does a lot of political pictures.
Well, while we're doing that, while you're trying to find that, I'm going to go ahead and go with the other thing that I wanted to talk about today. And yeah, Greenpeace,
which was still in office that time, was
governor of North Dakota at that time. What do you remember?
Well, Bill, I took office on December 15th of November 16th, and at that time there was thousands of protesters camping illegally on federal land. This protest, there was a separate trial that showed that the Obama administration, which was still in office that time, was putting their thumb on the scale on the side of the protesters, and this hurt the tribe. It hurt their casino. It hurt their their revenues. The local ranchers and farmers are being terrorized. The law was being broken every possible which way, not just trespassing, but human trafficking, sex trafficking, drug trafficking, ATF issues, arms issues. I mean, this place was a toxic mix of protests, all in there grifting and trying to grab national attention. And I'd say today's ruling is for the rule of law. I mean, in North Dakota, we understand free speech. We support free speech, but there's a difference between free speech and violence. And I think this is a timely and appropriate outcome from the jury.
So what that's going about is Greenpeace is going bankrupt. Greenpeace is officially going bankrupt. A judge has finalized a $345 million verdict against leftist Greenpeace group after their environmental militant attempts to violently block the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline. Greenpeace now says they are likely to be forced into bankruptcy. Just because they go to bankruptcy doesn't mean they're, out of the game. Too bad. Yeah, I've been saying, they found out like in the 80s that stuff like Greenpeace, PETA, a lot of other things like that aren't being funded by United States charity groups. Small amount, yes, but it's not majorly funded by anybody in the United States. Unless you call George Soros, he probably does it too. But they're actually funded by Russia and China. Because what they want to do is they funnel money into organizations like Greenpeace that stop oil production and everything. Oil is bad. You shouldn't have that. And guess what? It disrupts the oil pipelines and everything. Or just oil production. And in doing that, Russia and some of the Middle Eastern places too, for disruption. Basically, it causes your gas to go up. And yeah, everybody on the left wants that, right?
Yeah, well, California's on their way.
That's another thing that I found out this week is a lot of people that are in like California, Oregon, Washington, New York. They're all saying it's like, oh, he said that the egg prices are going to go down. The gas prices are going to go down. What they're doing is they're looking locally. That's all they're doing. They're looking locally. California is going to be horrible right now because they lost 2 oil refineries that literally spent $1.1 billion. That's a billion with a B to get out of that state because of the taxes and regulations.
Now that one, they haven't quite lost yet. It's leaving in April. And when it leaves, when it completely shuts down, they're expecting possibly $6 to $8 a gallon. And I think diesel's going to run around $10 a gallon. So Trump is trying to change routes where goods come from so they don't go into California ports. I really hope he squashes California. Because any product that comes into the United States, of course, that's going into a California port, now the transport cost is $10+ a gallon or whatever diesel when it hits is going to be. So every product coming in from the California port will be that much more expensive just from transportation cost. Yeah. So he's trying to reroute things so they come into Florida ports.
Well,
and Gulf ports.
That'll be still a little bit more expensive if they do it that route. You could do through the Port of Oregon.
No, he's routing them, some of them through into the Gulf Coast ports. I have something down on that on specific products even, but it's not up here right now. So I've been looking at actual specific products, and that's how people say, "Oh, California is so green. California is so green." No, he shuts down the refinery. It gets the refinery off the records as they have dropped that amount of carbon. But he's tanking in the refined fuel now from the Bahamas. Now he could tank it in from the Gulf Coast, but he would have to, because of the Jones Act, he would have to pay for a crewed American flagged ship with an American crew. So they go to a transfer port over in the Bahamas. He gets it from there, 5,000-mile trip through the Panama Canal. That's how they're going to be. That's how they're getting their refined fuel right now. One of the routes. They're getting some from Asia, but they're getting some of them from the Gulf Coast, going a 5,000-mile trip. And on their books, the way they calculate the carbon footprint, they use the last 100 miles.
Yeah.
So 4,900 miles of pollution, plus the refineries are getting them from are 20 to 40% higher in pollution than their refineries were. So they're massively increasing their carbon footprint, yet on paper, they're showing a lower figure. Now, you mentioned elections, or you mentioned the Greens. The Green Party just won a major election in the UK. And now this wasn't a big one with Nigel,
Bill,
but
hold on. What I was trying to say was most of our stuff comes from the port of Los Angeles, and some of it comes from the port of San Francisco. And that, I think, let me see, the port of Los Angeles there we go. Yeah, $2.7 billion for every financial year. That was just last year. So, yeah, they're going to lose out. Cargo showing a value of $333 billion in cargo value. So, man, they're going to lose a lot of money. But yeah, go ahead, Bill.
oh, so I was just looking up ports. Okay, I'll look into that one later. You know, you were mentioning green and stuff. Well, the Green Party won major elections in the UK, and I see an article come up on it. in some of the videos I watch. Green Party, and I went, I didn't know about that election. I didn't know what that was. So I go to now I use Grok, but I use Google, just Gemini, just because I use Grok for certain things, and I don't want my history in Grok to be littered with a bunch of little, whatever questions that I ask sometime that are just one question. So I went to Google AI and I said, describe the UK elections that they recently had. Who was running against who? And what were the results? Here are my top results exploring the topic. What? No, I want you to describe it. Can you give a description of the elections? Here are the top web results exploring this topic. You have no opinions? Just web links? Actually, I'm more of a data-driven companion than a pundit. I don't have personally, and he went on to a July 2024 election. July 2024. I told you, recent. And then I said, I was referring to seeing messages they just had an election, not 2024. Greens win over Labor. Who was running? Here are the top results exploring that topic. Was Nigel a candidate? Okay, I thought, well, that's an easy one.
Hold on, Bill. Hold on. So is that Grok or is that Google?
No, that's Google's Gemini.
Okay.
So I go, was Nigel a candidate? Okay, that could be yeah, he was, or no. Here are the top results on that. I'm looking at something that happened within the past 12 hours, not links to last year. Here are the top results on that topic. Were there any recent elections in Australia? Here are the top results on that topic. So,
you like the top results of the topics?
and most of them were. One of them was dealing with an election in 2019. So I went to Grok and I said, "Howdy, Mr. Grok. Were there elections in the UK in the past 12 hours?" Yes, there was UK parliamentary by-election in the 12 hours, and it described the Reform, Labour, and all that. I said, "So was Nigel himself on the ticket? He seems to be shouting about cheating, I think. Comments are everywhere." No, he was not on the ticket. And then here's what I asked him. I said, "I definitely trust you more than any other AI. Sometimes if I have a quick question, I just plop it into Google, though, so I don't clog up our great history with little stuff. I had one quick question, and it was about elections. Is there any reason why Google's AI would refuse to even make a comment or give details? Is it due to censorship and the fact that Elon fights for free speech? I was just wondering quickly what went on. Here is what I asked Google." And I went through all the questions that I just told you and his response. And I said, "Why couldn't he even answer a simple 'was Nigel on the ballot' question? It was like he was afraid to put together any information on their elections. Is it part of algorithmic censorship?" No, it's not due to censorship, but Google's longstanding election-related restrictions. Google implemented strict limits on Gemini's responses to election-related queries, starting back in late 2023, 2024, out of an abundance of caution to avoid any misinformation, bias, or errors during high-stakes election periods. This was rolled out globally for any country holding elections that year, including UK general election. This policy blocks Gemini from directly generating opinions, summaries, or details about candidates, parties, results, or political events in those contexts. Instead, it defaults to a safe, natural fallback like, "Here are the top web results for exploring that topic," with links often to older or general ones. "I'm still learning how to answer this question," or deflecting by saying, "I'm not a pundit," and redirecting the search.
Well,
So,
here's the thing with that though. There's even like with the AI, there's even like Anthropic. They're failing to refuse to work with the Pentagon.
yeah, and I think Elon may have got maybe getting the contract with XAI,
Yeah,
possibly.
but the thing is what they're
But that's a military. That's
okay,
to do with ethics with the military.
yeah, that's the whole thing. Is the ethics with the military? They're just they want lawful national security use, including intelligent analysis, modeling, simulations, operation planning, and cyber operations. Now, there's a flip side on it, and I'll totally agree with you. I do not like that because we've already seen what when we vote in a law that everybody wanted to vote in, and Snowden found out how much they're spying on the U.S. Populace, and they're not supposed to. I mean, that whole Patriot Act, we should get rid of. And they're saying, "Oh, it's for peace. It's for peace." Then stop spying on the U.S. populace without a warrant. I fucking hate that shit.
Well, I've got two more quick comments on the kind of censorship or reluctance of AI. He went into a comparison of ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will get into it somewhat. But here's what I'd said. I was going through with Google Gemini. I was going through the AI data centers, or data centers in general, and data centers here in Wichita Falls. And then I mentioned, do any of our local politicians running for Senate, Republicans, what are their views on AI? And it goes, "Oh, okay," and it goes into their views. And then I was like, "Okay, compare them. And then it gave, Paxton Cornyn and Wesley Hunt, it gave their opinions. And then I said, well, what about the Democrats, Jasmine and what's his name? And then I said, well, what are their odds of winning? So I asked Grok, I said, now, wait a minute. I went in and went through that, and he gave me a whole rundown of the candidates. And, well, I kind of tripped him up. He's not supposed to get into it, but my main gist of the conversation was the topic of AI. So he went ahead and went into the politicians down to the point of showing me recommendations based on my query of who I might want to vote for in Texas. He went all the way into that detail. And so if someone out there goes, well, I've had it do it. Well, if you just ask from the start about it, you're not going to get it. If you get into a topic and then move into the politician on that topic, he might kind of overlook that and go into it anyway. And yeah, did you hear about the FBI and what they did with Kash Patel and Susie Wiles?
I heard about Susie Wiles because I was watching the Kash Patel episode that they were talking about.
Yeah, the FBI got the phone records of conversations between Kash Patel and Susie Wiles when they were private citizens.
Yeah, it's not even. It's you should watch the Kash Patel with the DOA or DOH secretary.
Now this came out. This was came out on Fox. Put it out on the 25th. So this is a new one. The FBI subpoenaed Kash Patel and Susie Wiles' phone records in a federal Trump investigation in 2022 and 2023.
What the hell? Why does this keep on coming up with this crap? Not the Department of Health. Department of Homeland Security. Okay, let's try S.
Oh, can I give people a nightmare image real quick? Just a nightmare?
No.
Oh.
Kristi Noem. That's who it was. There's actually people that are in her department spying on her in the skiffs. So yeah, if you don't believe in the deep state, God.
It's pretty deep. Oh, while the State of the Union was going on, while we had our State of the Union, the Democrats had their own thing going on.
And I have a flag. And I am the proud representative for Oregon's 3rd Congressional District. Yes, thank you. And tonight, I defy Trump and his authoritarian project by standing in joyful, radical, peaceful resistance with the Portland Frog Brigade.
That makes me feel all kinds of warm and fuzzies, I guess.
Yeah, I've kind of glanced a little bit on the reference to the frogs and how that's against Trump. It's wild how many Democrats have embraced Portland's anti-fascist frog as a mascot, even though his social media is full of some of the most deranged, violence-glorifying rhetoric out there.
Yeah, let me find something real quick. Let me get this. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is this was genius at its best. Yeah, dude, that guy's not having a good day.
Oh, I found that McNaughton picture I was looking for. If go to his website if you want really neat patriotic images, but he made that one,
Oh, cool.
and it's that one's $750 for an original sketch,
Jesus.
and he sells the print. I think the print is like $29. But
Oh,
he does incredible. I was going to buy some of them, but I have some relatives here who would not appreciate that hanging in the front room wall.
It's called free speech, Bill.
Yeah, but you want to kind of keep a bit friendly. Oops, I'm just roaming around with it still on the screen.
Yeah,
Didn't mean to do that. Oh, scaring people real quick. Can you imagine if Elon hadn't have bought Twitter?
Yeah, there's a lot of the stuff that's going around. Elon,
That would have been our State of the Union.
Yeah.
Sorry for the nightmares, folks.
Yeah. Stop doing nightmare fuel. Now, okay, Bill. Another thing that's been happening. Pretty soon we're probably going to go after Iran. Right now, Israel had bombed the Houthis. The first minister of Chess. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Stephanie Hawking this real quick.
Chechnya?
Chagashin.
Kagashin. Mrs. Mandrin formally gives Donald Trump and the United States permission and blessing to use Diego Garcia to strike the Islamic Republic regime in Iran. He will not let anyone else
That mispronounced the Chagos.
Chagos. Okay, the Chagos. He
and
said,
I have, you can see a few seconds of it. I have the actual video.
Hold on, Bill. Just hold on.
Okay.
Now I got to find the spot and everything that I was describing. Okay, here we go. Today I will not stand in exile, but on my own soil as a democratically elected head of government of the Chagos Island. He also says that he's going to go for partnership, and this all stems over because of the UK and was it France or was it what other country was it?
It's the UK and us. Starmer had it's complicated. He signed a 99-year lease with one of two factions that run it, but you can listen to the first few seconds exactly what you were reading.
Yeah, go ahead.
Today I stand not in exile, but on our own soil, as the democratic elected head of the government of the Chagos Island. Let the world hear this clearly. We are here, we govern here, and we decide what happens here. For too long, decisions about Diego Garcia were made in distant capitals without our voice, without our consent. That era is over. Diego Garcia is not just a military base. It is a pillar of stability in the Indian Ocean. It protects trade routes, deters aggressions, and helps preserve global security. These are dangerous times. And so I must be absolutely clear. If the United States decides that action is needed to defend international order, then as the elected government of this island, we give our permission for the use of Diego Garcia in defense of peace secured through strength. Once again, to be clear, we, the people of the Chagos Islands, give our blessing for the United States to use the base at Diego Garcia for strikes against the Iranian regime in defense of the Iranian people. This
So
is our-
basically, our base now, because of some shenanigans Starmer did, they think they need to give us permission to use our base. But one of the groups cozies up with China.
That's what I was thinking. But that is more or less in like the center of, let me bring up the map.
Indian Ocean.
Yeah, pretty much. It right where the Indian Ocean's title is around there.
When we were bombing the Houthis in the Strait, is it the Strait of Hormuz? Is that the strait that they did over there? We sent our B-2 bombers over there. That's where they launched from.
Oh, okay.
They launched from Diego Garcia. It is the most pivotal base out of everywhere to that Middle East region. We cannot lose it.
Yeah, I was wondering that though, with the whole not allowed to use our own bases that are in the UK. I was like, I don't think you got a choice there, brother.
Well, you mean for the Iranian attack? Well, you know, the UK has gone really wacko on this. The while other European nations are supporting our fight to defend the world from Iran, the UK says, well, we must have UN approval. Wait a minute. Okay. China and Russia are part of the UN, so they want unanimous approval from the UN for us to go into Iran.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise.
Yeah. You talk about chickening out on that. There's no way.
It wouldn't surprise me that either one of them would agree with it.
Well, both of them would have to. Has to be unanimous.
But anyways, we have the new Board of Peace, so that doesn't really matter.
Well, yeah, but a lot of countries haven't signed on to that, and I don't expect most EU nations to sign on to that, except for Hungary, Poland, like that. But interesting enough, and I was shocked. We won't necessarily get deep into the Supreme Court ruling on tariffs, but last week I kind of flipped out. Remember, I kind of, there's some foam missing off of my microphone because I was chewing it on that.
Yeah.
But today I watched a video from Brussels, news from Brussels. And, I was thinking that everyone is going to back away. They're going to hold off. News from Brussels, are they going to hold off on that, what was it, over $1 trillion deal that he made with Ursula and the EU last year? 850 billion of it was for LNG fuel. Are they going to back away? No. They're not pausing. They're still they're going to proceed to try to get the approval through the EU Parliament.
Yeah.
Why? Because while people over here say, liberals over here say, we got Trump and he can't do anything, over there, what they're thinking is Trump always has a plan B
Yeah.
and a C. So they're like, well, he was stopped that way. They're already saying he will find another way. So let's keep the deal. So where I thought last week that it was all going to crumble and everyone, the people overseas, the other people around the world, they know what our media won't admit to people.
Right now, like Amazon, FedEx, I know definitely, they're all suing Trump right now because of the tariffs.
Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. And the thing is, here, Trump was going to take the tariff revenue and give rebate checks from
Yeah,
the
we're not
tariff
getting our
revenue.
rebate checks.
But here's what's happened, and I immediately knew what was going to happen. He can't give it now what he was going to already give. First thing happens is the Democrats come out and say, you must give it back. Well, he was already going to, but now he can't because they have to determine where it's actually going to go. So he can't give it back to the people. And the Democrats know that. The Democrats didn't want him to make the decision. Now they're going to tell people that he's not giving it to you and he should, even though he can't because he's got to hold out for the lawsuits and whatever it goes to. He can't just give some arbitrary figure back to the people, even though he was going to give money to the people.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen. It was just too much winning.
But I was shocked that I thought the winning on trade might have been kind of ended because they would wait for the 180 days that the next tariff he put on can stay. And that question was brought up on the video from Brussels that I watched earlier on, well, will they just wait out the 180 days? And they actually said, no, Trump is going to have a plan C.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they know better.
Yeah. Next topic. BlackRock is in trouble. Today, seismic shift has happened to the antitrust lawsuit brought against ESG asset manager cartel of it says cartel. BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard Group. Vanguard Group admits defeat, agreeing to settle the lawsuit brought in the conditions of state attorney general led by Kid Paxton from Texas. As part of a settlement, they must pay $30 million in fines, turn over all documents related to the coordinator ESG activities, and end all ESG activities for years to come. This is a massive win. The reckoning is here. This statement with Vanguard is a major blow to the ESG asset manager, basically energy managers. Attorney General got a long overdue accountability and massive course correction from Vanguard. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink should be extremely worried about what could be uncovered next and who's going to be folding next. So, yeah, that was all due to the, and in the statement, let me go over the statement real quick. And this is all due to the trying to read the statement, reason why. But it was the attorney general from Texas, Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Louisiana, Oklahoma, West Virginia, and Wyoming states. And what is it for? It's not saying what. I'm reading the stuff, the court documents, and I can't find it. I thought I had the full documents. Hold on, let me just ask Rock. Go over something, Bill, while I pick this up.
I found the section that I was looking for on the analysis I did with the AI and the John Cornyn, Ken Paxton, and Wesley Hunt that I was looking at to make a decision on who I would pick. And as I scrolled through it, I realized I did come up with the where it avoided answering questions. I didn't remember I did this, and I reworded things until he finally answered the question. And Texas leads the country in the most stringent AI regulations that they're pushing.
Oh, wow.
Now, in December, Trump signed an executive order where they're trying to get Pam Bondi is going to actually be going after states, trying to get them to pause these AI regulations through a executive order that he signed. But right now, the summary on the positions of the three candidates: John Cornyn focuses on AI as a national security tool. He co-introduced the GUARD Act to create a defense-focused AI institute and the Proactive AI Data Act to remove child abuse material from AI training sets. He voted to remove a federal moratorium that would have blocked states like Texas from regulating AI, favoring a state's rights. Ken Paxton views AI through the lens of consumer protection. He launched a massive data privacy and security initiative to prosecute companies using AI irresponsibly, and recently reached a settlement with an AI healthcare company over hallucination rates. He is critical of big tech and has investigated AI platforms for potential political bias. But Wesley Hunt, while less vocal on specific AI bills, Hunt aligns with the America First approach, emphasizing U.S. dominance, which is what I keep getting into, the U.S. dominance and the EU, and we've got to be number one, over China, and resisting regulations that might hinder American innovations. And I know there's some He's a Rhino Wesley Hunt ads out there, but I've analyzed those, and most of those are BS. I 100% support Wesley Hunt. John Cornyn might have the best chance of winning. Ken Paxton, it would be the closest with him and Crockett because of some baggage he has.
Yeah. That's why I voted. That's who I voted for, was Wesley Hunt.
Yeah, Wesley Hunt, because I am so AI focused and I follow Europe and what Europe is doing so much.
Did you hear about now let me get into this. It's environmental, government, and society stuff. That's what the ESG stuff stand for. Back in come on. I had it.
Social, not society. It's it's social justice. It's part of social justice.
Back in 2024, they did the antitrust lawsuit, and yeah, it's looking like. I'm trying to find what was the sole purpose of it. Climate advocate organizations offering investors proxy voting opinion align with financial interest over emission restrictions, signaling regular shifts that could pressure BlackRock and State Street to settle or face high scrutiny. Basically, it's fucking that climate change bullshit.
Well, when I first looked deeply into this, the Nathan Cummings Foundation, that was about 20. Oh my gosh, it's been 15 plus years, 15 to 20 years ago. I looked into that. I'd have to think deeper to get the exact date. But what they do is, as far as the progressive movement, it used to be corporate governance. What is now ESG was called corporate governance. And I have one of their corporate reports and financial reports downloaded from back then, 15 plus years. You could look at when Glenn Beck was on Fox. It was somewhere around that time period if you look that up. And how they were doing it is they were getting board members elected that were climate advocates on corporate boards to change the atmosphere of corporations so that they did push climate change. And they pushed it in such a way where it would put their climate change agenda over profits. So you've got people who are elected to boards who are supposed to be for the shareholders that were no longer for the shareholders. And in their financial report, they listed, okay, here's the companies we've worked on, that we've got board members changed over to social justice climate advocate board members. So they were working on getting majority board members on corporate governance, or what is now called ESG. Okay. And they listed, okay, here's the next corporations we're going to work on. It's public information, and they started this framework back in the 70s.
I believe it.
But it didn't really kick in until around Obama. And that's when the movement really took off.
Well, like right now, I know a lot of, because like oil drilling right now, a lot of the stuff that they do with oil drilling, oh God, it's so much safer. There's some other stuff that needs to be implemented. That's why for like Railroad Commission, which Railroad Commission doesn't work on anything to do with the railroads. Surprise, surprise. It works on oil fields. When I was talking to Trey this Wednesday about it, we were going over a couple of the people that voting for, and who's on and who would be good for the next run. And come to find out, Railroad Commission is basically oil fields. But what I found out is we found out here in the United States how to run the oil fields a lot cheaper. God. Hold on. I gotta ban this person. There we go. Basically, like Saudi Arabia, Quebec, anywhere in the Middle East, Russia, China, everywhere else, they have to have the oil prices at least $60 to $70 a barrel. United States, guess how much we can do it for?
30.
Close, 45.
Are you talking about the cost of our extraction?
The cost of the extraction and production.
The cost of extracting the oil, whereas people say the break-even point, break-even point is like $65 a barrel, but we're getting it down as low as the cost of extraction of $35 a barrel.
Yeah.
So when people say, well, he's going to bring the price down, so our oil wells are going to be shutting down because they can't make money off of it, they're going by, just like with AI data centers and stuff, they're going by old numbers. They're not looking at new technology. Advancements has made it cheaper, the process of getting it out of the ground. I didn't see that. I didn't see that today, but the only thing I saw is he actually defended kind of Trump.
Yeah, he did in a roundabout way. It was a closed section with the Clintons. My thought on that, I do know that Hillary Clinton had a knipch. I guess she didn't take her. I guess she didn't take her trank medicine, And what I'm referring to on that is during the election in 2016, she was on tranquilizers just so she didn't go into a rage. Apparently, that's the reason why she fell down a couple of times when she was doing her POTUS stuff. But I'm as much stuff that's in there that points to Clinton and everything. I'm not liking it for Bill Clinton. I mean, I hate to see something in our lifetime be tarnished again. Of course, if you look back about a lot of the stuff that Clinton did, I mean, even in Arkansas, as governor of Arkansas, it's some shady stuff too. I saw
They're going to take everyone down but Trump.
Trump's the only. Well, okay. Well, the Trump stuff, I don't want to hear it anymore with the Epstein because of this. He was the whistleblower. That's it. Now, if there's more information that comes out, which none of the information has come out since then, of, hey, it's XYZ, Trump did this. No, everything shows that Trump had partnered up with the FBI to do that. Everybody's going to the Reddit. Oh, Trump's in this. There's even was like, oh, he was on an Epstein plane. Guess what? That was 2 years before the island, and that island stuff is just it's a horror show. It really is. And if he was even remotely connected to that, yeah, I would get rid of him. And don't do it the way that, do it through justice and not the way that apparently Thomas Massey said, and someone took it to heart last week. When someone tried to go up to Mar-a-Lago with a shotgun and a gas can. No, it wasn't as public. It was also when one of the staffers started complaining about him too. And that's when he went in. And this is 2008. It wasn't even in public. That's when Trump actually started investigating. It was actually in 2005 when the wheels on the bus went round and round on this. But Epstein didn't get charged until like 2008, and he was charged as a pedophile, and he didn't get shit for he didn't even serve jail time. He had to stay at his freaking house for like 10 months. It was they should have capped him then, but apparently certain documents came out through the CIA that he actually was part of secret squirrely stuff. So,
but they don't care. They don't care about the human trafficking that we're going after now. The people are in bondage now. The illegals that have been trafficked over here now. The kids we're rescuing now. Who cares? Let's distract with bullshit.
Yeah.
And bullshit where they've come out and said, oh, all these women who've won. Yeah, about 10 or 12 women have come out with a little microphone with Marjorie Taylor Greene and said, oh, we want justice. We want everyone's name out there. Well, around 45 people have already come out who were victims and have lawyers against them because they didn't want their names released. So out of over 1,000 victims, there's like 10 or 12 that don't care if their name's released. So when they go through millions of pages of documents, yeah, some names are going to be accidentally released. So what I say is, you people who are pushing for it, you can give a shit less about the poor women and the victims. It's all about, let's try to get Trump Screw them.
I'm trying to find what he's talking about on that one. I probably okay. The Secretary of Labor. Let's see here. U.S. Attorney for Southern District of Florida. Okay, then yeah. Casa is best known. Yeah. Yeah, that was a sweetheart deal. I can't believe he's the Secretary of Labor then. Because if he actually oh, okay. He served from 2017 to 2019. Yeah. He also noticed that yeah, I totally believe that. And Lundering definitely lied about only meeting him once. Once as his next door neighbor. Now we wanted to know he won't to the island. So got they got in the headlines. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just looked at that. That was in the first term that happened. But yeah. As of right now, though, there is no documentation that shows Trump did anything wrong other than the fact that he literally put him Epstein in his place back in 2005 or starting in 2005. But
And it would have been the odd thing would have been if he had.
Hey, Bill, we're gonna cut that. We're not talking about it anymore.
Okay.
But in other news that I found interesting, and we talked about this couple of weeks right before we came on the show. If you have $64,000, you can own a 6-story Japanese castle in Hirokoto province. But it was actually built in 1991, so it probably has all the amenities. I kind of want to save money and see if I can buy that.
My sister is here, and she was showing me just a few hours ago some genealogy. She's done the 23andMe and all of that, and we are the greatest percentage Scottish and Irish. Really? Our parents were from Oklahoma. We thought we had Indian in us, but Scottish and Irish. And I said, is that why during the virus, right before the virus, I was scheduled to go on a cruise? The cruise that would have gone through out of England to Scotland, the Netherlands, and then over to Iceland. It would have bounced around Iceland. And what I wanted to do is go there, buy a kilt. One of the areas that we were going to go to is where Highlander, part of Highlander that area was filmed or based on.
Highlander.
And I was going to Highlander, the movie.
Yeah.
And I was going to get a kilt, get the kilt on, get a, plastic sword that I would throw away because, even a plastic sword, and I go, hey, I'm going on a cruise ship with my plastic. And I was going to stand on the hill overlooking the sea, thrust mightily the plastic sword in the air, and have someone video me screaming, there can be only one. That would have been all over my Facebook if we had been able to do that cruise.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Did you know that Elon created created
Man, they board.
Did you know Elon created him? Marco Rubio created by Elon. That's why he can do everything. That's why he can do all the jobs. He is truly a transformer.
Cool. Oh, we just lost a person. Huh, weird. There's a reason why I did that.
Oh, you lost a person or
No. I banned that Andrew blah 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 4979.
oh, the one who was going on about Joffrey Eggstein?
Yeah. Anyway,
And you know, that's what a guy listened to in Canada, because YouTube censors, they aren't allowed to say, well, actually, he did say it recently, but he said they get demonetized. So he called it Joffrey Eggstein.
here's the thing. Okay. Here's the
Okay,
thing.
we say it. I'm just saying that's why some people say it. You hear it weirdly. Is some countries you absolutely can't.
Well, what I'm actually trying to say, Bill, after you said it multiple times, what I've noticed when it gets down to like this time frame, they're bots. Or I was like, at what point in time did we say anything about anything with that kind of subject matter? They brought it up. So I just go, oh, they're basically rage baiting. It's something like that. They're just rage baiting. They just want to bring out their opinion and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and ban them because I don't want to deal with that anymore. But anyways, do we have to cut the show short? Or actually not short, but do we have to cut the show?
There's some drama going on.
Okay.
I didn't know that my sister has gone into the bedroom,
Yeah.
which is right on the other side of this wall.
Oh.
What was I just getting loud about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she's let's put it this way, not a Trump supporter.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. But what other Mexico. You seen this stuff that's going on in Mexico?
Which stuff?
You haven't. It's been all over the news, Bill.
Oh, Mexico. Yeah, I have a friend, a lady friend who's she does a lot of cruising, and she's in Cozumel.
Oh.
And she said, no, it's on the other side of Mexico, so nothing is happening where she is. But my cruising group, let me pull it up. I just saw something come up on that. As far as hold on. Definitely crazy stuff happening in Puerto Vallarta right now. We have a Mexican Riviera cruise in mid-March, but it's only stopping in Cabo San Lucas. We'll have to see how things are going at that time. Anyone out there have upcoming cruises to Mexico? So they're asking about that. Yeah, Puerto Vallarta is canceled. Hopefully you're not planning some wonderful cruise vacation there.
Well, from what I've been getting like two different things on it. One of the things was that the whole reason why they're actually went after that cartel is they're trying to get it to where the Sinaloa cartel is the main cartel. And they're the ones that actually still do like old time mafia style stuff. So it would be a little bit easier on the government for them to do that way, because we all know that the entire Mexican government is controlled by one cartel or another.
But will that affect the World Cup soccer?
Yes, they're not doing it in Mexico.
Have they officially canceled?
Yes, they're getting different locations for that soccer because of that.
Do you really think they should rename the AT&T Stadium?
Don't care about that, Bill. I'm talking about Mexico.
Mexico has not canceled. They have reaffirmed and full confidence that they can get it under control. So they have not officially canceled.
Give it time, I guess.
FIFA confirmation, FIFA President Gianni Infantino confirmed after a conversation with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum that they are working together to host a successful tournament. Security concerns following the death of cartel leader violence caused some local soccer match postponements and the cancellation of a diving World Cup. They're monitoring the situation, so they haven't canceled yet.
I bet it's coming, because there's a lot of stuff that they're going to move some of the stuff to Canada.
There's a lot of what?
There's
You
a lot.
blanked out.
There's a lot of stuff that they're saying they're going to move it to certain events to Canada. They already have a couple of the matches in Canada and in the US, but they haven't gotten. They still don't know what they're going to do with the Mexico stuff yet. Mentioning Canada, Alberta and Ottawa apparently are going to get out of Canada. Hopefully.
No. Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Ottawa's another one.
Now, they just imported LNG from Australia into Canada. Why don't they use their own LNG? Oh, they won't let Alberta have a pipeline to the west, so they're having to import LNG instead of using the abundant LNG in Alberta from Australia. They just received a shipment a few days ago from Australia. So yeah, Alberta has every right to be pissed and to say, up yours.
Yeah, I've been following an Alberta. It's like the session for Alberta.
Yeah, I follow a lot of people on that topic and a lot of podcasters.
So what do you think? Oh wow. What do you think? Apparently, Brendan Herrera is going to be a congressman. And Dan Crenshaw is still going to be a congressman, too.
Okay.
Tony Gonzalez dropped to 5%. Was at 69 on February 8th, but now it's at 5%. Have you seen that scandal?
No. Can you check the chat?
Because even Mike Johnson is saying that he should resign. But
Glance over at the chat.
Huh?
Oh, I said glance over at the chat.
Okay. I guess we'll talk about this later. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching that actually stayed with us. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Wild William.
Thank you all. Love you guys. And goodbye.
Bye.